Very friendly, and he had a perfect personality to relate to kids. Happened to be the right person in the right place at the right time.
Hey guys, this is Dominique Wilkins.
Hey, this is Sean Kemp.
This is Gary Payton.
Hey, this is Pau Gasol.
NBA fans, what's up? This is Vince Carter here.
Hey, what's up? This is Matt Barnes. If you're an old school NBA fan like I am, make sure you check out the Basketball Time Machine with my man Sean David.
Hey guys, what's good? Welcome back to the Basketball Time Machine. My name is Sean David. Thanks for tuning in. Let's talk some old school NBA basketball. Now, if you are a fan of the 80s and 90s, then obviously the name Muggsy Bogues should ring a bell to you. I mean, that guy, even though he was 5'3", he was an incredible player. Super fast, super strong, was actually the floor general for the Charlotte Hornets. It was amazing to see this guy and this team in the early 90s. So in this episode, we're going to take a look at some NBA legends talking about him, giving him his props and their experience in playing against Muggsy. You will be surprised. So the first two players' opinions that we're going to take a look at are of Grant Hill and Greg Anthony, both players, especially in the 1990s. Grant Hill for the Pistons and Greg Anthony mainly for the New York Knicks, and they have a lot of praise for Muggsy. Let's take a look.
Because Grant, you think about back in the 90s, Muggsy's a really, relatively speaking, short point guard. And at times,
He's a short person.
Okay, okay.
He's 5'3". I mean, come on now. He's a bad boy, but he's 5'3".
But you were, at times, a taller point guard in the league. So that dynamic must have been pretty wild out there.
It was wild. I mean, I was more of a point forward.
Right.
And I didn't match up, thankfully, against Muggsy. But there were times as a primary ball handler initiating the offense during my Detroit years, when we would play Charlotte, you always wanted to know where Muggsy was. Because I didn't want to have to put the ball on the floor at all with him on the court. So a lot of times we put Lindsey Hunter in the opposite corner, and that was our offense. And just to keep Muggsy away from all the action. But, it's incredible. I mean, to think that size and to have that kind of impact on the game. And, there's an old adage in the NBA, you can't teach height, but you also can't teach heart. And, he played at that size and made a difference, caused havoc defensively, offensively, pushed tempo.
Muggsy made the team in '86 because Lute Olson wanted to make sure he had four generals out there. And Muggsy was probably the best guy we had in that whole group.
Muggsy Bogues with the pressure on Fortino. Comes away with a clean steal, and we're tied.
Bogues again. Smith is open underneath. He found them.
And the crowd loved it. Bogues, again he tries. This time he hits.
Muggs went to Spain with the team and just took the place by storm.
And a big steal by Bogues, and it's a 12-point lead.
That was back in the day when the European teams like Russia, Italy, Spain, the better ones, they were playing with pro players. So it was college kids against pro players.
Petrovic going against Walters. Good fake. He had to get it over Sabonis, and it was a great shot.
Drazen Petrovic was probably averaging about 37, 38 points for the tournament. And I was drawing the defensive assignment. Muggsy says, Kenny, let me start out on him. Let me guard him, see how it goes. If he gets rolling, then you can kind of, with your size, go back to him.
There's Bogues all over Drazen. Petrovic has yet to score.
I never got back to Drazen because Muggsy locked him down. He locked him down.
Well, they was calling me La Chespa Negra, the little black spark. The headlines was really giving me all sorts of praises, and, they wasn't accustomed, used to a guy my size out there playing with these type of players.
Bogues, great hustle. Volkov has it stolen by Bogues. Back to Charles Smith.
He played with the most heart, in that 5'3", the way that he could do things and how fast he was.
He was a spark plug. I mean, man, he had to be one of the fastest guys in the league. And I'm talking about this is with and without the basketball. So
Muggsy, obviously, the heart of that guy to be 5'3" and play in the NBA. Can't tell you how big a heart he has and how competitive he was.
I remember him basically taking me under his wing and just telling him, like, young fella, all I want you to do is run. Don't let me beat you down the court. You know, and he was serious. He said, I'll find you. Just run.
54-58. Charlotte on top.
Little fella, congratulations, man. We had some great times here at the Hornets.
You've always been a leader, both on the court and in the communities. Keep doing what you're doing.
I appreciate everything you did and everything you taught me while I was in Charlotte. I wish I could have played my whole career with you, buddy.
Mine was, I'm a big Magic fan, going to Michigan State, so I'm going to be a point guard in the NBA. Muggsy Bogues made me change my position. Picking me up 94 feet, Kenny. I mean, he turned me. He said, you're not going to play point guard for so long. And after about a year and a half, and Muggsy kept looking at me, smiling. Every time we would play, he changed me from going from a point guard to a shooting guard.
Oh, what a pass by Bogues.
Let me tell you, his game is much bigger than...
Basketball is supposed to be a big man's game, but Tyrone Muggsy Bogues has spent years proving that kind of thinking is short-sighted.
Here's a short course on small business.
Thinking about Muggsy Bogues, 5'3" guy, played in the NBA, quickest guy I've ever seen, played the game of basketball, and he is epitome of what determination means. No matter how big you are, you can still play with the big guy. Did he ever block my shot? No.
Very difficult to play against him. Playing against some bigger and taller guys, it was very difficult to for those guys to find the body and check him out.
I think the thing that makes Muggsy such a unique player is the fact that he's been used to hearing how small he is. And I felt that he used that to his advantage. It doesn't make a difference your size. He showed that you could be big, you could be small, and still there's a place for you in this game.
When bigger guards post him up, his teammates would say, Muggsy, you need any help? He said, nope. He's just as unaccustomed to doing this as I am, if he backed you down into the post. And he was right.
Knocked down. He wasn't really a three-point shooter, but more of a mid-range, catch and shoot kind of guy. But, played in this NBA and played for a while. I mean, I think he had more than 10 years in this league.
And played on good teams.
And played on good teams. So, one of a kind. And I think it's great that we're honoring and celebrating him and telling his story so today's generation can understand who Muggsy Bogues was what he was and what he was all about.
Yeah, I tell you, I used to have nightmares against Muggsy. I literally, to your point, I would never want to bring the ball up. I literally would just throw it up to John Starks and then let him go back, and then I get it to initiate the offense. And he was so strong. And I remember talking with my college teammates, Larry Johnson, who was their first pick, and Zoe was there. And I was like, LJ, I was like, man, that dude is strong. He's like, G, do you know he bench presses 400 pounds? And I thought he was joking. He's like, no, man, he bench presses more than I do, because L was probably bench pressing 360, something crazy. And I'm telling you, man, that dude was freakishly strong, such a great mindset and approach. And he had this personality that everybody just loved to be around the guy, man. And even today, he's like the mayor.
Going right to the hoop on the first possession, and that will get the crowd going.
It's my heartbeat. That's the driving force. That's where the confidence comes from. That's where the belief starts.
We were inspired watching this guy play basketball every single night.
If you're playing basketball at 5'3", you definitely have to have a big heart.
Don't ever question the heart of that guy.
He had to prove to people each and every day that he could play this game at a high level.
Muggsy was a giant. He just wasn't a giant in size.
Here comes Bogues. Oh, I never saw it coming.
His work ethic was probably times 10 in other great players because he had to do more. He had to show more.
It's all about heart. If you want something, you can achieve that something.
You can't teach heart.
All right, you guys, that was it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed this. If you want to see another Muggsy Bogues episode, let me know in the comments below. I hope you enjoy the content, and see you next time on the Basketball Time Machine.